What we're going to do now is start and practice or try out some tools that you can use to as a game master, influence the game in different kinds of way. And I have taken out some tools that I've seen or used myself. And then after we tried some of them out, we can also see if we can add on my list to things that you have experienced before. But to do this, we'll actually try to game master a small scene. So we need to set up a scene, which needs a theme, a world, a scenario in place, and I think 3 characters. And in this world and in this scenario, I want it to be quite easily understandable, so we all have some kind of reference to this kind of scenario. So, and it needs to be a phone in it. So that it needs to have a phone in this setting. So, what could a theme be? Or let's start with a scenario. What could the scenario be with 3 characters, sort of something we all know about?
3 people stuck in a lift.
And 3 people stuck in a lift. Very good. Great. We'll have that. And there's a phone, actually. But you can both call in and out. Great. Who are the 3 characters? Let's go for a little bit stereotypical characters that we know of.
Someone who's really scared of what's happened.
Someone who's really scared. Yeah, maybe possibly claustrophobic, but not in the way of screaming all the time.
Someone very important who's on their way to a big meeting that they really have to be at.
A very stressed and important person on the way to the big meeting. Great, okay.
Who's desperate for the loo?
Good.
How much acting does this require?
It depends on how much coffee you've had to drink.
Lift. We have the scared person, the business person, or
and the company gossip, whose rationale in life is to find out and pass on scurrilous stories about everybody else.
Office gossiper. All right. Do they all work at the same company, or are they strangers to each other when this game starts?
Same company.
Same company. Yeah. So they sort of have a do know each other a little bit.
I think a scared person should be someone eager to be recognised as being. So there should be the important person needs to be eager. So they should be eager to be made aware to the important person. Yeah.
All right. So the theme for this game, we need sort of kind of theme. The theme could be like a horror theme, or a genre maybe, or sort of like a comedy. Maybe comedy is a little bit hard, but or the theme could be love, or joy, or desperation.
And desperation is a fairly obvious one, isn't it? There's a lot that could happen within the desperation thing.
But there could be an upcoming promotion round. So the theme could be who's going to get promoted in the next promotion round. And the gossip could want to be promoted, and the scared person could want to be promoted, and the important person could have some say about who gets promoted.
I like that, but the gossip wants to know who's going to be promoted.
That's true.
Before anyone else.
They would.
The scared
So I
person,
think the goal is
it's not
promotion.
And
the theme
could be the promotion meeting.
Yeah.
Is this is like the interview for the promotion.
Yeah.
They're going to. The theme is desperation. Okay, great. We have the scenario, and I would like to have three first one players. And then volunteers. And we're going to go around and play this several times. And it won't be important how the play is going to play out. It's more important to the game master's silent.
I'll volunteer.
You volunteer, great. We have need 2 more.
Oh, go on, people, be brave.
I think you should just pick people.
You just pick.
Okay, well, go. You 3 of you. We'll start the first scene. That's great. Well, just walk around. So we'll set up the scene soon. But the first Game Master sort of tool we're going to try out is something happening in the location of the LARP that means something to the players, that signals something to the players. So, for example, in the game we played yesterday, we had the clinging meant 5 minutes left. Another example could be when the light turns red, it means spill your inner thoughts. So there's something in the environment of the game giving you an instruction on how to play. So we are in the elevator, and we will play this elevator in this room. What could we influence in the environment of this game?
It could be bangs and shaking.
It could be bangs and shaking. Bangs and shaking. Okay. And what would get bangs and shaking? What would that signal to the players? What should they do in their game when there's bangs?
Well, they could either panic or they might think they're about to be rescued.
We've got a phone, haven't we?
So ramp up their whatever emotion they're feeling, turn it up at that point.
Yeah. So
Pessimists become more pessimistic, optimists become more optimistic. Yes.
Okay. So that's what we're going to try out. And the two of you, I don't know your name. Jim.
Yeah.
The two of you are going to be the game master for this scene. So when you start banging, it means that they're going to turn up their emotions. Did you have a question?
Yeah, do we have an off signal or just continuous banging?
So can they turn it down again?
Yes, when you stop banging, then they should go back to sort of normal state.
So we have to be continuous.
Yes, continuous. I think that's good. All right, and we're just going to play this very, very shortly. So it won't be like a long LARP. So you don't have much time to put in the banging, but let them just start up the scene and then put into the bang. All right, and here we have the elevator.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yes, so and I think we're gonna show.
I mean, I've got a suit I can either be a business, but then I think
And you two, you can discuss, of course, with each other when you should do whatever you should do. 3, 2, 1. Lifts up.
Lift stopped. Oh,
What's that?
that's me. I've got to get to a meeting. I need to get to this meeting.
I go to the meeting, the lift is stuck.
Hey, did you hear what happened
Never-
last
yeah,
time
never-
the lift was stuck?
Oh, don't tell me any stories about what happens when people stuck in lifts. I've heard the stories. Haven't you heard the stories?
Oh,
Haven't
yeah,
you heard the stories?
but
I
this
mean,
was a really good story. This
Calm
was
down,
two
calm
people
down.
from...
no. We've not heard the story like Australia, kind of lift down, kind of giant snakes, giant centipedes in the bottom of the bloody lift. What?
And that noise is just the people coming.
Come on, everybody, you got a phone. Come on, I want to get out of here. I'm not going to get stuck in here. Have you got a phone?
Oh, phone. There is a phone.
There's a phone.
Ring? Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Great job. Let's just turn this around. Okay. So this is one tool you can use to game master a game. You can put in something in the environment that is a signal to players on what you should play on. And we're going to go directly to the next thing. So we're going to change this. So the 3 of you are the new players, and the 3 of you step out of the elevator.
Good job. Get rescued every time.
Okay,
Are
so
we running from where they left off? Or
no,
are we running
we're
from
going to
the
start
beginning
over again. So the LARPing is here. It's not going to be like the interesting LARP because you will have seen it a couple of times when we finish this exercise. But the new sort of tool you could use as a game master is written or spoken in or off instructions. So this means that you can, in some LARPs, have written or spoken in of instructions that could be formulated in different ways. For example, you can have game masters writing letters to the players that they receive as characters, but they are actually player instructions, like, okay, speed up this kind of plot line or this thing you're playing on. It could also be an in-game letter that is from the loving father describing that there's an army walking towards your camp. So that's sort of a way for the game master to put information, interaction, possibilities into the game. Or pacing the game, like now it's time to turn up the panic in this game. So, what you have to play on is that you have a phone. So you can call into the elevator or the lift. And would you like to call in to say something off-game or in-game?
I quite like an off game.
You'd like to try an off-game? Yeah. So the two of you are responsible for making the sort of call. Do you want to have a little bit of talk in between you guys beforehand, before we start? Yeah. Okay. Then while you talk, we decide who's going to be who here.
You do your general business point.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's who? Scared?
I'm important.
Yeah. Okay. And then the ones not receiving a call continue talking, but the other person just listens to what's going on in their phone. And you'll just speak out loud what they're hearing in the phone. All right. When I come to 0, you start. And when I say lift stop, the lift has stopped. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, a moment, please.
Okay, this will be your partner on the other end of the phone. Good luck with the interview today. I'm thinking of you. You know how important this is to us. It will solve all of our problems. I'm relying on you.
Okay, twist. Yeah, I know. Thank you for calling. It's an important day.
Lift stop.
Have we stopped?
Oh, is it stopped again? He's been doing that an awful lot lately.
Oh, Christ. It always bloody happens to me.
Oh,
Oh, Christ, I hate this thing. Thing.
wait, did you get hurt when it happened before or something?
No, but, I just get...
I'm
It
sure
just
no
does
one
my
will
head
soon
in, look.
enough. The engineers will be in less than quarter of an hour.
Is there something
Ding
we can
ding,
do?
ding ding, ding ding.
Oh, God,
Ding.
there might be something.
Hi honey, it's me.
Jesus.
I'm at work.
Yeah, I know. I just couldn't wait.
Tell them to
So
help,
good.
please. Tell them to get
I
the
know we've been
engineer or
talk. I know
whatever.
we've been trying to talk last night,
Not someone
and
from the office.
no,
Come on.
I'm sorry. I just can't go on like this,
I'm in
dear.
a lift.
Tell them to piss off.
No,
Come on, we want
no, I've got to
someone
get this
do
out. I'm sorry.
something.
There's someone else. You were right. I met someone. It's just not. Sorry.
Oh, God, no.
I'll be gone by the time we get home.
You must know somebody. Who could we ring? Look, we've got to do
Okay, we
something.
stop the scene there. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, there's loads of examples of people doing this in LARPs. For example, the Battlestar Galactica LARP that you saw a picture of in there, they had people sitting on a boat next to the boat the game was played in, and writing and answering instructions on computers and playing like the artificial AI of a computer they constructed and things like that.
Mhm.
So simultaneously as they did things, they also like the technicians would call and be like, "Hey, we have a problem with the engine," and the game masters would sort of ring off an alarm in the second place in the boat to show that the engine has stopped over there. So there's this kind of game mastering is quite
the
common.
Hamlet telephone technique was quite good, where you're in a royal bunker. However, there's a telephone. You can pick it up. You get an operator, the games master. You ask for any character in the world, and they will get someone to play that character.
Mm.
So you can get a battle report from the front, or phone your wife, or anything. and equally they could phone you.
And that could be a good way also, because if play or the characters are motivated by things that are outside the game, it's a good way for the game master to put those kind of things into the game without having that kind of actions in the game or the characters in the game.
So are you saying that you could use it so that, say, if we wanted to phone out, we could actually be phoning the game master?
Yes. Absolutely. I would probably have that option if I would have a game like this.
Yeah. Some UK LARPs have a mechanic where you can pray to your god by literally write out your prayer and post it in a prayer and hand it into God. Or in the Swedish version, you post it to a slot in the altar, and the games master can then read the prayers, so your god can hear your prayers and might answer them.
Yeah, there's a street game that's played in phone boxes. It's a detective game, and you go into each phone box and call someone from the phone box. And actually, it's the same guy who happens to be an impressionist who does a series of voices for all the phones. But
Okay, we'll go on to the next. Take that one before, and then we go to internet.
Oh, it's an important person. I should have found the boss or whatever and got the whole scene going on because I'm important and I could act like that.
But
Yeah,
that would be a bad one to do, because then you've broken the scene up from everyone. You're not interacting with the other players then.
Yeah.
You might mysteriously not have a signal on your network.
But once you called her, she wasn't interacting with the other players much.
No, that was the disadvantage of that.
Yeah. The plan was the other players respond to her reaction.
yeah.
I expect the play to continue afterwards.
Yes, I think that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to be careful about over involvement, because that obviously can cut the pace of what's happening.
And I would hope it worked for her, but at a more immersionist level.
It shifts into, in that instance, introspective roleplay, which some people can do.
But also has the potential for the scene to become about more than a lift that's stuck.
Yeah.
It could be the trigger for other live conversations to happen between the characters. So.
Yeah, because if you've got one moment of kind of really strong intervention, that kind of shifts the character, the dynamic in the team, then that intervention stops, but then you've got the ripples from afterwards that then kind of, stuff happens. So,
that's taken to extremes, but it's used quite a lot in improv, where what happens is, in fact, you use that you get a phone call and that can be something completely stupid and they have to react to it. But actually, if you use it intelligently, it can obviously be used for dramatic effect.
We're gonna try some more. Hopefully we'll have time in the end to discuss everything we tried to do. But we have 3, no, you've played already. So if you jump in. Okay. Please tell the game masters who you're playing.
Important. Scared.
Gossip.
Yeah, gossip. And how do we initiate when we want to initiate our sequence?
You just tell them to go in.
Okay. And so we have which side we put the door? As they might need to know. Door, buttons, phone.
Okay.
We'll do a. We'll just watch it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's stop.
Oh, I heard this happened last week. Poor Jackie was stuck in for 2 hours. I'm sure it'll be fine. Does someone call for help?
Any signal?
Let's do a panic button.
I told agents about this before.
No,
they can't do their jobs properly.
Yeah, you're quite right, Bob. I know.
Faces on stone!
We have the culprit. We have him ready to apprehend.
Excuse me.
3, 2 people.
Excuse me.
Actually, the important character should have been, no, beat me up, beat me up.
Okay, stop the game.
What's the reaction from the others?
What did you see their reaction? We were getting some reaction.
They didn't even know.
notice.
Okay, start the scene again.
They were
Reaction.
paralysed.
He's beamed up.
Where did he go? How did he get out? How did he get out? How did he get out?
Stop.
This musical chairs.
Yes.
Alright, you're back on the left.
Okay, so send in the orcs. That's sort of like a fancy approach to it, but of course, in some kinds of games, you send in special instructed players to.
Yeah, because it could have been
Yeah.
engineers.
Yeah, exactly.
Forcing the lift over.
Yeah.
The Americans have a convention of what they call horde games. So you have a small number of players in a fixed location, say they might be playing staff at the job centre, and then you have another batch of players all playing NPCs that would go in, that play, say, customers, hit them, play like out 5 minutes, come back, get the next character, go back in, and keep hitting them with content. So you can argue in that case the NPCs actually outnumber the players.
So it's respawning roleplay rather than.
Well, it's a bit like, it's much like Goblin Attacks, you used to be fantasy, but social.
Yeah.
But it's only a very American thing. We don't seem to do it anywhere else.
Okay. So, because I lost sort of track of this, how many have not game mastered now? Can you raise your hands? People not game mastered?
We have game mastered.
You have not game mastered. Okay. Good. Then I think I'm gonna leave it to you to do game mastering the next event.
Okay.
And the next one is to break and instruct. And this is a very high on the active scale. That is sort of you stop the game and then you instruct the players on how to keep on playing this. And it could be that sort of you instruct them in a way that is, you just saw a ghost in this lift. Continue. Or it could be like, actually, just remember that you hate that person next to you. So play up a hatred scene. So you break an instruction. The instruction could be something that happened before, gonna happen, something you've seen, or just sort of how to play this scene. Okay? Yeah. And the two of you, and we'll go back from the beginning. Who started? And you.
It
Are
was us
playing
that
the scene.
started, but I'm being a game master now. You were one of the starting ones.
I was one of the start one. But I don't mind if there's jump. Jim wants to go and be in the lift. I don't mind.
Yeah. So it's you and two of you are being in the lift.
Hang on, we need to decide what our instruction might be.
And you can decide to go who's going to take it.
So I'll play another character, so you
Yeah.
pick whatever.
Who were you?
I was scared before, so
I'm important. If you don't mind, would you?
do you want to be scared? Are you alright?
You want to be important?
Oh, yeah, I'll be interested.
I can't be scared. I'm too important.
But I'll be the gossip.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah, you're important. I'm
Okay.
scared and you're a gossip. Yeah?
right.
You have an idea?
Yes. We have an
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. Great. Can present who's playing who to the game masters.
I'm the important person who's got a meeting.
I'm scared.
And I'm the gossip.
Okay. So we'll start. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Do you know who I found out about who works with you? You wouldn't believe this, will you? Well, it's quite funny, but I shouldn't
Next
really
up.
tell you.
What the fuck?
Hey, you know it was just last week that
Oh,
the lift
no,
got
the
stuck.
lift isn't even, it's not even working.
Well, it was quite interesting what happened then. I'm sure you'd like to hear about
It's not
this.
interesting. Just make it
Into
go
the-
again.
Into
Phone
the
there.
instruction. You're all free to play this on the assumption that you all know that you two have been having a torrid affair for the last 6 months.
Who?
He's your secretary.
he's your secretary,
And
and
you've
you've
been
been
having
having a torrid affair with
Okay.
him for the
By
last 6
mistake.
months. And you, of course, know this very well.
Hey, this might be shall I say, quite a nice little interlude for the two of you. You know what I mean, don't you?
No idea what you're talking about.
No, I don't know what
Oh,
you're talking about.
I'm sorry, sir. Should know, but everybody in the office knows about this.
Knows about what?
Oh,
I've no idea what you're talking about.
oh, well, you must be the only one who
I
doesn't
think you
know.
can stop, just stop right
Oh.
there.
I know
Okay.
suppose my job, isn't it? And
Whatever you're going to say, just remember it's not a good idea
what some of those
to
people
say
have
it. Yeah.
Some of the people said it wasn't.
That's
a
I don't think you're going to regret saying any more. Okay, so just let's try and concentrate on getting out of the lift.
That would be a good job for you. Get
Oh,
us out of the lift.
I don't
There's
know
Maybe
anything
you'll be able
about
to redeem
lifts.
yourself in some way.
Do you think we should ring someone up?
Well,
I
there's a
could-
phone there.
or-
That's what I'm thinking. If we phone that, surely we can tell them, because we've been in here too long now. There's clearly a problem, and I think we need to.
Okay, we
let
stop
them know.
the game now. Thank you very much.
We stop scared. There's something else to focus on.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to still be scared.
You were certainly scared about that.
So the two of you are going to be the game masters now. And in this tool we're going to use the acts tool. But I think we're going to try to sort this out together first. So we're going to have how many acts? Like we had acts in between last night. So how many acts would we have in this lift LARP?
One is before the lift stops, presumably.
Yeah.
If the lift stopped, does that make it, that could be out of break?
Then one during the lift being stopped.
Yep.
And then you've done the lift stop. And then you could have the repair and rescue, or it's all
whatever,
together, the resolution.
Is that Act 3?
Yes.
Resolution.
This is a time jump.
Actively go to the lift and phone or say whatever and come back the second time and the third time.
But it might be more interesting to have a time break. So the lift, so at some point,
2 hours
they come
later.
back and they've been in the lift for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or a year.
Time jump. Okay, so we had the first act that is sort of like just normal going up in the lift interaction before stop. And then we have an act break, and or is there an act break and there's just sort of a stop of the lift? What do you think?
You could get the stop at the end of the first
Yes.
act, and then do a time jump and start.
2 hours later.
2 hours
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So so when the lift stop is the time jump to 2 hours later. And where does the second act end? Anyone?
After a minute.
I think could it be an event, something happening that's stopping the act, the second act? Or
Well,
should
maybe
we-
maybe there's a judder in the lift and it's
Yeah, they think that something is going wrong.
That's
That's gonna.
something and then stops again.
Great. Okay. So it falls down a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
So we want a little
But
noise
not too much.
as a bit of direction for that.
Yeah. So there's no really act break between 2 and 3. It's just a drop.
Yeah.
And then what happens? What's the Act 3 about?
Rescue.
Rescue. Okay. Yeah. So Act 3 is rescue. How are they going to be rescued? Do they?
By the people jumping on the top of the lift and opening the door. That's why it went
They
down.
don't have to be rescued, yeah.
We like them rescued, we're cheerful people. We like them rescued. We're not going to have it plunge into the bottom killer wall.
I quite like the plunging.
Yeah, so I think it's
particularly if Act 3 they are aware of the fact
That they're plunging.
that
Yeah.
the lift is.
I think it's undecided, as you said. Someone's come to rescue you, but also it's falling, so they don't know what's actually going to happen.
What we're going to do is
Can I
that
be
we're also going
important to be
to
involved?
discuss a little bit when we are between Act 2 and 3. Then you ask the players if they want to go for rescue or for
Yes,
for
a good
death.
idea, then they can decide.
And they can be in on it. And we do a little bit similar to what we've done before. So what's going to happen in this part is that when you decide that it's time for them to go into Act 2, you say lift stops 2 hour forward.
And when you decide it's time for Act 3, you say, in the end of Act 2, you say, lift drops, and you just play the desperation of lift drops. And then you say, break, and you say, what do you feel? Do you want to go for rescue or for death? How to do this? So you help out with doing the acts. But are you okay?
We just, we decided on what I do with it. Will be difficult.
And that's not.
You can just jump around.
Shall we swap seats? Would that be easier?
We rescue you. The police are
Get shot out there.
Okay, who is you?
I'm scared.
I'm gossip. I'm important.
Scared, gossip, important. Did you?
No, we didn't spread the
Scared, gossip, important.
Right. And the end of our board is so.
Okay. So I'm gonna count down to come to 0, and then it's up to you. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh.
You're the important one from upstairs, aren't you?
You might say that.
You know what I heard the other day?
Would you think I'd be interested? Oh, I should have taken
Might be. Was it worth you for it not to get out? You know that thing with you and your secretary.
That's nonsense. You know that's nonsense.
No.
That's just nonsense gossip.
That's not what Nina on 3rd floor said.
Oh. Jumps forward 2 hours.
Oh my God! You listen, you bloody man! Oh, I'll fucking kill you! Oh, we were going to get out of here.
Act 3. Drop, bit more drop.
This reminds me of a film I saw where everybody died at the end, but there was this long period in between.
And now you have to decide whether it's resolution as players. Resolution or death?
Resolution.
Resolution altogether. You want resolution?
Yeah.
The door's open.
Okay, come out.
Well, I got a story for you.
Oh my God.
Oh, stop singing there. Thank you very much.
I'm not going to stop the start, no.
Okay, so is there someone left who hasn't game masters? It's you. Great. That's perfect. What you're gonna do is that you're gonna be a completely passive game master, and your only mission here is that if a player asks you permission in doing stuff in the game, you can say yes or no to that.
Yeah, cool.
So you can.
So no
you
giving
do
directions
nothing.
or anything.
You
no
do nothing.
Nothing like that.
No.
Yeah. You guys can work it out. You'll be fine.
I think we need to stop the lift.
Okay, I can do that much.
But like a player could poke out their head and be like, "Hey, game master," and then you come up and be like, "I have an idea," and then you can say go or no go. Of course, you can say go, but more like this. So you advise the player.
Yeah, totally. When they come and ask, and if they don't ask, hey, carry on.
Okay, and I want to be in this.
Yeah.
So let's have some players with me.
Yeah, whoever's up for it, just go for it. Just fix it up, you know. Come on, we just need one more.
Just do it.
So if you just work out amongst yourself who's which character, yeah.
Are we scared?
I don't mind being the businessman this time.
Okay, I'm the office gossip. All right. Could you count us down?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Lift. Stop.
Can you just press the alarm button?
Whoa.
Just, if you just press the
Oh,
alarm
I've
button.
never been a lift to a stop before.
Which one?
What do you do?
The one with the little bell on it. Press the alarm button.
Is it supposed to happen something now? Do they usually stop? Do you know?
Well, facilities have been a bit unreliable over the last couple of months, but
It didn't
Nice. Okay.
do anything.
I've heard that there's like people, that it happens all sorts of things when people are stuck for hours in lifts and they just go on talking, you know, it's a life-changing
Shouldn't happen here,
experience.
should it? There ought to be someone in the office.
Is it ringing? Is it ringing? The alarm. Can we hear the
Could
alarm?
we,
It's broken.
maybe if we could just, could try to call? Maybe? I can try.
Yes, yeah, it's fine.
There's
You
a
got a
phone.
signal?
Yeah, yep, okay.
You want this one?
You do it, it's fine. Just press the button and just tell them we're stuck in the lift.
Can I get in
Yeah.
contact with someone? Okay.
Yeah.
Who should it be?
Mary in the office.
Mary in the
She's a bit dizzy.
Okay. Hi, Mary. Oh,
Can
nice.
you tell me I'm going to be
Are
late for
you
my
okay?
meeting, please?
Are you okay? Oh, really?
Can she get us out?
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
No, can she
really?
get us out?
Tomorrow? No, I can't do it tomorrow. This is
Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Mary, can you get in touch with my PA and let her know I'm going to be late for the interview?
And the lift.
Well,
Can she
she
get us
has
out?
a really important thing. And
Yes, obviously, we're stuck in the lift.
He's always ordering people around. It's not fair. I
Call
know you
facilities and just get them to
much
get us
about
out of here
people.
now.
Is it okay to start a fight? Like, are people prepared?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, yeah, anyone you want to punch is good. Go for it.
Give me my phone back! Give me my
What on earth do you think you're doing, woman?
Okay, let's stop the game. Okay, so in my experience at some, a lot of LARPs have sort of a game master style when things are running that is like this. Players come and just be like, I have an idea, could I check this out? And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's they get a stop because it's not part of what they're planning to have in the game.
When would you, because I was thinking, some of that you wouldn't normally use, isn't it? You would just do it. You wouldn't sort of necessarily say who's going to be on the phone. So when would you use that, and when wouldn't you use that, say, even if you had a passive games master?
As a player or?
As a
yeah.
player.
I would probably, I think it's very different between players because sometimes players do very big things without talking to a game master about it. So I think there's no clear line when you should and when you shouldn't. But I would say that if you have a feeling that this might not be according to the plan in this LARP, or if you want to put something in the LARP that no one has talked about before, like there has been no information about things like this being in the LARP, then I would ask the GM if it's a good idea.
Also, if you want to affect the external world beyond the LARP,
Yeah.
Yes.
you need to go to a GM.
Yeah, because if you want some external ideas, yeah, so if those ideas actually come from the GM, it's that kind of unexpected element then coming in.
If you're, I want to follow my generals and order an invasion of the foreign country, you have to tell the GM you're doing that.
And it's not only the external, it's anything in the world that isn't functioning in a WYSIWYG way. So I'm pushing an alarm button, is it working or not? If I'm not hearing it ring, is that because it's broken, or is it because there isn't enough mechanic in the building of the world for it to ring?
But they don't ring in lifts, you know, when you do it. You can't hear it always. You just have to hope. Just the word of warning that gets stuck in the lift.
Yeah, and a couple of that is magical rituals, which obviously very rarely have any mechanics behind them. You need the games master there in order to actually give us a feedback on what happens.
That's the key word, isn't it? It's feedback.
There is also the counterpoint to this, which is the custom of LARP jacking, where you hijack a LARP and introduce an unexpected plot, which is somewhat controversial, as you can imagine. And there are LARP jacker toolboxes, such as you bring on a tarot deck into the LARP, which are perfectly normalised and it could exist, do a tarot reading, and lots of people assume it's a vital plot clue, and start following that tangent that you just made up.
But so many times that tangent you just made up either connects to or is parallel to the main plot line, as if by magic.
Okay, I think I'm going to cut in there. The last one that we're not going to try out is, of course, to focus more, like not on the runtime, but in the workshop. So, for example, if we want a game with the theme desperation and with these characters,
maybe what would we put into the workshop to enhance the theme desperation?
Objectives for the characters. That you know, because you have a goal or a victory condition and a very short time to do it becomes your focus. And with time running out, desperation is inevitable.
Yeah. And maybe like the background motives on why you want this promotion, what is part of the objective part, what's so important by it, why is this important right now?
Some of these external characters are not actually in it, but in those phone calls we had earlier.
Great. Actually, we are running out of time. And thank you for participating in this.
Thank you.